at 11 a.m. Central Time. The over-under is at 56.5 points. Missouri, boss man, just has trouble making the plays to win games. There's been several opportunities for them to win games, and just weird stuff happens. Like the roughing the punter penalty against Kentucky, like 50 yards downfield. Just absolutely strange. Tennessee is going to try and want to get right. I think they're going to try and want to run it up. Josh Heupel playing against Missouri again. He was the offensive coordinator them there in the past. Got Drew Lock essentially drafted. It's going to be a weird game, boss man, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's been tough for Missouri most of the year, losing so many of these games by really close margins, and just being unable to get over the hump and turn some of these losses into W's. Um, for Georgia last week, the key to the game was getting in the backfield. I think they had 8 tackles for loss, 6 sacks on the day. They really pressured Hendon Hooker, and just played well on the outside. They locked it down. Mizzou does not have as good of a defense as Georgia. They've got a good defense, but not obviously as good a defense as the Dogs do. So they're going to need to try and get some pressure on Hendon Hooker. They're going to need to get home a few times like Georgia did last week. I just don't see them being able to create enough pressure on this Tennessee offense in order to pull out a win. And really, it's on the flip side of that. Whereas I don't see their defense being able to stop Tennessee enough, and then their offense not being able to score enough points to keep up with this Tennessee offense at the end of the day. So in this one, I think I like Tennessee in this game. I just don't think Mizzou's got enough on the offensive side of the ball to keep up.
All right, Hammer. This is a game where explosiveness has to be the calling card, right? Tennessee might just score so much that they overwhelm Missouri.
Yeah, it's very possible, right? I mean, Alex just hit on it. Missouri's defense has been they've been playing well above my expectations, coming into the year. They actually have had a very good defense, especially on that defensive line. Even back to that Georgia game, Missouri's defensive line really gave the Dogs trouble. And I think that's possible in this game a little bit. But I don't think Missouri has the guys on the outside to keep up with Hyatt and Tillman now that he's back. So, like you said, if you're Tennessee, just get enough pass blocking and give Hendon Hooker time and establish a little bit of a run game so that threat is there, and then get your playmakers in space, which Josh Heupel is extremely good at doing and scheming up. So I do think Tennessee will be able to get back to much more of what we've seen all year with the explosive plays and, long touchdowns and quick drives and all that stuff that they've become known for.
Yeah, boss man, you said earlier that you were leaning towards Tennessee. What are your final thoughts and against the spread pick for this game?
Yeah, so I'm looking back at it here. Mizzou has only given up more than 26 points only once this year. That was against Kansas State in week 2 or week 3. They gave up 40 to the Wildcats. Everybody else hasn't really been able to get past 26. Georgia scored 26 against them. Florida scored 24 against them, and Louisiana Tech scored 24. Those were the other 3 highest scores against them. So Mizzou does have a good defense, but like Hank just talked about, I think Tennessee's offense is just too good. At the end of the day, Mizzou does not have the athletes that the Dogs do, that Georgia does, especially in the secondary, to be able to lock down those guys on the outside so that their defensive line and their linebackers can get home, which is what they're going to try and do. They need to create pressure on Hendon Hooker. I just don't think they have enough to get it done. I think Tennessee gets a few quick strikes in, and I think that they win. I think they cover.
All right, Hammer, you?
I'm on the same page. For as good as Mizzou's defense has been, their offense has kind of been equally as bad. Brady Cook, turnover prone, not consistent in the passing game. He can do some things with his legs, which is helpful, but they just don't have a consistent attack on offense. And the Tennessee defense has been solid this year. So that's where I really think this game, will be won. Like I said, it's possible Missouri's defense could give Tennessee some fits early on. I do think they'll be able to get some explosive plays as the game wears on, and build a big lead. And I don't think Missouri is going to be able to score much. So I like Tennessee to win and cover as well. I like Tennessee to get into the high 30s, low 40s. And I struggle to see Missouri score more than 14 in this one.
All right, that is the Missouri Tigers at the number 5 Tennessee Volunteers. That's 11 o'clock on CBS. The line is Tennessee favored by 20.5 points. The over-under is at 56.5. Obviously, if you disagree with those lines, you can put your money where your mouth is at betonline.net. So stick around for that. We're coming up in the next hour. We'll talk LSU and